Ignore the state of me, I've just dyed my hair. But this is literally the only chance I've got to do this video today because I am hectic. And this is a collab with Vikki from the Mad Lads and Maria from Richardsons Simple Living. And you can find them over on that other video platform. So, with it being the 29th of April, I may as well start off talking about Beltane. So, Beltane tends to be celebrated on the 1st of May. However, astronomically, when you align it with the sun and 15 degrees in Taurus, it actually falls on May the 5th this year at 5:51 GMT. Don't quote me on that though. And normally for Beltane, we'd be at the Phoenix Rising Camp in Century Circle, that's in North Yorkshire. But this year I'm having to go to uni, typical. Because it's a part-time course, we regularly get called in on bank holiday weekends, unfortunately. But my heart is definitely at Century Circle this weekend. And Beltane is a global festival, a fire festival, celebrating the sun, the spring, joy, passion, nature, community, relationships. And I have covered the history of Beltane in a blog last year, so you can always go and watch that one. I won't go back into all that in this video. And Beltane is a seasonal celebration based on the astronomical alignments, the halfway point between Ostara and summer solstice, the Aries equinox and the Cancer solstice. So to explain it in a nutshell, so to speak, so the zodiac in its entirety is worked out as being 360 degrees. It's a full circle. And each sign, each segment, so each astrological sign is split into 12 segments of 30 degrees. So that actually simplifies how you work out the astronomical dates of each of the celebrations. And Beltane is therefore 15 degrees of Taurus. So, around May the 5th this year. And due to the full moon being a week later, pretty much exactly a week later, we're going to have a week full of high energies, as you tend to find the energies can be high for three or so days beforehand and after each of the quarterly festivals, and also the moon phases, such as a full moon. So whether you celebrate the 1st or the 5th or every day in between is a personal choice. But this year, however, I am actually really saddened by the UK government. Their move to dim the sun around the time of Beltane doesn't actually surprise me, but it does sadden me. They also haven't clarified how much they're intending to dim the sun by. And they've left it very open-ended. So what are they doing to dim the sun? Well, to try and simplify it and break it down, they put an equipment into the skies around the cloud level, I believe, maybe slightly higher, to reflect the sunlight back into space so it doesn't actually make contact with the land. And those of us who live in the UK, you know, blessed to live here, and those of us who live in the UK are already depleted of vitamin D, which is not only integral to our mental well-being, but also our immune system, which has greater ramifications than many people seem to be realising right now. But it will also affect the environment, nature itself, as the government will control photosynthesis, for example. And the knock-on effect of that doesn't just affect wildlife, it affects our food supply too. Anyone who grows food knows how integral the sun is to that process. And if they control the food, they control the people. And when you combine it with other bills, such as the Wellbeing in Schools bill, for example, you have to start wondering just how much control the UK government are currently trying to gain here. It's about time we started combining the overall effects of all these different bills they're pushing through Parliament to build up a bigger picture, like a dot. Because it's really concerning how quiet the nation's actually being on this topic. If you suffer from SAD, I mean, are they going to dim it enough that it's a long-term, round-the-year issue for those sufferers? For a start, it's going to affect our synthesis of vitamin D, therefore the health of the nation. And we need vitamin D for various bodily functions, from our immune system's ability to fight off infections and bacteria, to our neurological function, bone and teeth health, considering vitamin D is integral to our body's ability to uptake phosphorus and calcium. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see an uptake in children needing dental intervention at an earlier age due to tooth damage, or depending on how much they're planning on dimming the sun, of course. Is it going to be something that they switch on and off? But the government doesn't know better than nature. But enough on that topic. I just wanted to touch on it briefly because it has greatly saddened me. So this Beltane, in your celebrations of the sun, maybe you could fire off a quick email to your MP to raise your own concerns with this. After all, it's a major overstep of any government. But as this is a gardening collab, I'll show you where we're up to this April. So I'll start off with this work in progress. This was started yesterday. It's got more slats to go up the side, but there's soiling left to do, and then I'm going to paint it all black to match everything else. And this is a shelter, primarily for the winter when the weather's bad and I still want to sit out here and enjoy the garden. This is my gooseberry, and I do need to put more compost in that, but I only planted that out about 10 minutes ago, so I'm still halfway through doing this one. But while they've all nipped out, I thought I'd grab a quick 5 minutes to do this collab. And that's obviously the swing that I think you've seen on previous videos. And if you come in my messy green now, because I'm also still working in here at the minute, I just need to get the dye on. I've not watered in here yet at all, and they're suffering. It's my spinach. I've got chilies and everything down there. And I did cheat and buy those ones, but they were only £1 each, so why not? Strawberries here. I do need to get the hose in here, to be honest. And again, these all need watering, but it's rosemary, tomatoes, and courgette. I am a really, really lazy gardener, to be honest. Like, terribly lazy gardener. Yeah. But I need to get in here sorted. My motherwort that I had my video took down yesterday. It did go back up, but it's definitely suppressed. I need to harvest that and get that in the dehydrator for medicines. And then we've got the Angelica there, and she's doing beautifully too. Over here we've got sage, and this is English sage, garden sage, but it can be used just like you would use magical sage, like white sage from America, American white sage, which is actually endangered now. So it's much better if we work with our own sage here, our native sage. A mountain of mugwort, which again I need to cut back and turn into smudge sticks and medicines. My rose and mullein, and I do like cluster planting, because as long as you feed them, they don't take or compete from each other, and I use organic feeds. But it just helps keep they support each other, hold each other up in the end. Potatoes, and these are actually volunteer potatoes. They're in the wrong place completely. Naughty potatoes. And I really need to weed this, because my poor blackberry is struggling. Yeah, that's going to have to get weeded today before I go away. I've had an awful lot on though, so I've really not had chance to do much at all, in all honesty, in that respect. Oh, I mean, I've been doing bits every day. You've seen me updates, you've seen my videos and that, but I keep forgetting about that corner, because it's at the very bottom of the garden by the mud kitchen, and I need to get down and get it sorted. I really do. It's not good. Not good, Liz. I just seem to keep forgetting that bit's there, even though I've done all that. I keep forgetting that bit's there. My alliums are starting to come up there, aren't they beautiful? So yeah, I've been weeding. That's a bag of weeds that I need to take to the green bin in a minute. This wood is left over from that shelter, so that's getting moved. because this afternoon I want to get my corn in there, I think. I'm not sure though, I don't know whether to do it with the peas and beans so they all support each other. That worked really well on the allotment. So I am torn, in all honesty. I'm still weighing that up, so there'll probably be an update video on that separately. So again, I still need to weed loads of areas out the front too. Although I'll leave the dandelions because obviously dandelions are medicine as well. So this is my rose that's eventually going to go over that TikTok arch that I didn't actually rate much, if you remember. I did a separate video on that as a review. But yeah, it's big. It's bigger than I expected, but it is quite flimsy in all honesty. So yeah, I'm hoping the rose eventually goes up and over and weighs it down. Over here we have a rambler, and I'm hoping that's going to ramble up there and along the top where the landlord put lovely barbed wire. Kind of shows you where to live. It's actually a lovely community, to be honest with you. We are very lucky, but these all need water and I've not watered them. Oh my word, they are struggling. The lilac there, which again needs watering. I'm going to have to get the hose out here in 2 seconds. And then my jasmine there, and again needs watering. I'm a lazy gardener. It's kind of survival of the fittest out here, like the Wild West. But my hawthorn there is doing amazing. I've got hawthorns and roses and more dandelion along the outside edge there because I just love them. I find them so pretty. Oh, look. But all these need watering as well. Look at that beauty. Oh, I'll have to water you in a minute too. And this one here too. Oh, lovely. Look at that. They do need watering though, they really do, if anything. The petals are showing there. Oops. But I do love wildflowers in the lawn, in all honesty. Although the kids are chaos. Chaos!